a Border Patrol Facebook group posted dank memes. Hello everyone, this is Mr. Obvious, bringing you the obvious, and today on ProPublica.org. Inside the secret Border Patrol Facebook group where agents joke about migrant deaths and post sexist memes. The 3-year-old group, which has roughly 9,500 members, shared derogatory comments about Latino lawmakers who plan to visit a controversial Texas detention facility on Monday, calling them scumbuckets and hoes. Okay. So as you can see, people are pretty upset, and I haven't actually taken a look at the contents, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna just be some edgy jokes or a couple of funny memes. So before we get into this, just a reminder that you can find my Patreon and Subscribe Star links down below in the description, just in case you want to join up, because content creators like me are constantly being demonetized. And I do mean constantly. It's basically auto-demonetize every single video. Now let's see here. Members of a secret Facebook group for current and former Border Patrol agents joked about the deaths of migrants, discussing throwing burritos at Latina members of Congress, visiting a detention facility in Texas on Monday, and posted a vulgar illustration depicting Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez engaging in oral with a detained migrant, according to screenshots of their postings. In one exchange, group members responded with indifference and wisecracks to posts of news stories about a 16-year-old Guatemalan migrant who died in May while in custody at border station in Weslaco, Texas. Maybe he should have stayed in his country then. One member posted a gif of Elmo with the quote, "Oh well." Another responded with an image of the words, "If he dies, he dies." I mean, honestly, isn't that a fair point? Like, oh, people are getting sick and dying at the border. They're the ones who chose to come when they're not supposed to come, breaking the law. Maybe they shouldn't come here? Is that crazy? Is that like a crazy thing to say? To think that telling people to follow the rules is so insane. Plus, those are just the memes. Created in August of 2016, the Facebook group is called I'm 10-15 and boasts roughly 9,500 members from across the country. 10-15 is Border Patrol code for aliens in custody. The group describes itself in an online introduction as a forum for funny and serious discussion about work with patrol. Honestly, I think it would be great to work at Border Control or ICE. Sounds like a good time. Protecting the border, protecting your countrymen, and keeping all the criminals out. Sounds good to me. Remember, you're never alone in this family, the introduction said. A screenshot from the Facebook group. Run with this text. That's right, bitches. The masses have spoken, and today, democracy won. I have returned. To everyone who knows the real me and had my back, I say thank you. To everyone else, this is what I have to say. I can't... let me ask you this. If this meme, which has been censored, there's nothing illicit here. If this meme is so darn crazy and so darn sexist, then why did they post it here? By their logic, doesn't that make ProPublica guilty of the same thing? Responsible for policing the nation's southern and northern boundaries, the Border Patrol has come under intense scrutiny as the Trump administration takes new, more aggressive measures to halt the influx of undocumented migrants. I think you mean illegal. Across the United States-Mexico border, the patrol's approximately 20,000 agents serve under the broader U.S. Customs and Border Protection Agency, which has been faulted for allegedly mistreating children. Now, every time they bring this up, I have the same response. These are detention facilities, and they're government funded. Trump has tried time and time again to get better funding for these facilities. And time again, Democrats refused. In other words, Democrats created the problem. Democrats are exploiting the problem. Democrats don't care if kids die. That's the truth. That's the red pill. And that's what they don't tell you on the news. The Democrats love it when horrible things happen. They love these underfunded facilities. They love it. Otherwise, why would they block funding to fix the problem. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is a really good example. She was whining about camps of concentration. Her and other Democrats were saying these kids don't even have beds. So Trump was like, let's get them beds. And he got them beds. But guess what? The company was full of leftists who refused to make the beds. So now the kids have no beds. Do you see how stupid and evil these people are? The patrol's approximately 20,000 agents serve under the broader U.S. Customs and Border Protections Agency, which has been faulted for allegedly mistreating children and adults in its custody. The agency's leadership has been in turmoil, with most recent acting chief John Sanders resigning last week. ProPublica received images of several recent discussions in the 10 to 15 Facebook group and was able to link the participants in those online conversations to apparently legitimate Facebook profiles belonging to Border Patrol agents. It's called free speech, honey. Including a supervisor based in El Paso, Texas, and an agent in East Pass, Texans. ProPublica has so far been unable to reach the group members who made the posting. ProPublica contacted 3 spokespersons for CBP in regard to the Facebook group and provided the names of the 3 agents who appear to have participated in the online chats. CBP hasn't yet responded, so you dox them. Good to know, ProPublica. It would be a real shame if someone found out your identity. These comments and memes are extremely troubling. He literally said memes were extremely troubling. Oh no. Lock this man down for illegal memes, said Daniel Martinez. Yes, of course. They had to pick someone who was Hispanic. Otherwise, you just couldn't drive your propaganda narrative home, could ya? A sociologist at the University of Arizona in Tucson, who studies the border. They're clearly xenophobic and sexist. No, it's called being anti-invasion. That's what we should start calling it, folks. I'm anti-invasion. Because that's what it is. A foreign invasion. The posting, in his view, reflect what seems to be a persuasive culture of cruelty aimed at illegal immigrants within CBP. This isn't just a few rogue agents or bad apples. Of course not. You demonize your enemies. So here's a picture of their group. The Border Patrol Facebook group is the most recent example of some law enforcement personnel behaving badly in public and private digital spaces. Keyword there, private. It's called free speech. An investigation by Reveal uncovered hundreds of active duty and retired law enforcement officers who moved in extremist Facebook circles. You know, maybe there's a reason for that. They have to deal with these people every single day. They're the ones who have to capture people who are breaking the law, committing crimes. I mentioned this in another video, okay? And I don't even think I can say it. But at the border, they found these undocumented migrants with a small little girl around 11 years old. Do you want to know where they found semen from 20 different men? Oh, but you know, enforcing border security and preventing things like that from ever happening again, it's just evil, isn't it? You happy now, Democrats? I'm sure you are. You seem to really like it when people get hurt or abused. That way, you can virtue signal about it to get internet clout. Including white groups and anti-government groups. A team of researchers calling themselves the Plain View Project recently released a hefty database of offensive Facebook posts. Take him to jail for illegal opinion. Made by current and ex-law enforcement officers. And in early 2018, federal investigators found a raft of disturbing and racist text messages sent by Border Patrol agents in southern Arizona after searching the phone of Matthew Bowen. Sounds like thievery to me. An agent's charged with running down a Guatemalan migrant with a Ford F-150 pickup truck. They're not migrants. They're not undocumented. They are criminals who are breaking the law, period. Literally. That's why you call them aliens who are illegal. The text, which were revealed in court filing in federal court in Tucson, described migrants as guts, wild-ass shitbags, beans, and subhuman. The message included repeated discussions about burning the migrants up. Well, you know, I'm sure it's tough to deal with people who don't respect your country, who want to leech off your country, who want to replace your country, who don't listen. Stay out. How hard is it? Of course they'd be irritated. Would you be... Okay, let me ask you this. If some homeless person kept breaking into your house and eating your food, and you kept telling him, don't come here again, or else, don't come here again, stay out. But he kept doing it every single night, and he made a mess of everything. Would you allow that? If you wouldn't allow that in your own home, then you're nothing but a massive, deluded, and stupid hypocrite. I really hate to be so crude, but come on. You know deep down that you wouldn't. Several of the postings reviewed by ProPublica refer to planned visit by members of Congressional Hispanic Caucus, including Ocasio-Cortez and Representative Veronica Escobar, to troubled Border Patrol facility outside of El Paso. Agents at the compound in Clint, Texas, have been accused of holding children in neglectful, inhumane conditions. Members of the Border Patrol Facebook group were not enthused about the tour, noting that Ocasio-Cortez, a Democrat from Queens, had compared border control facilities to camps of concentration. Escobar is a freshman Democrat representing El Paso. There shouldn't be no photo ops for these scumbuckets, posted a third member. Perhaps the most disturbing post target Ocasio-Cortez. One includes a photo illustration of her engaging in oral. Text accompanied the image reads, let me try to, I actually read this, but let me try to make it more safe for work. Lucky, undocumented, happy fun time hole, special starring AOC. Now I'm going to censor the next meme and the next picture. The posts about Escobar and Ocasio-Cortez are vile and sexist, said a staffer for Escobar. Furthermore, the comments made by Border Patrol agents toward immigrants, especially those that have lost their lives, are disgusting and show a complete disregard for human life and dignity. Oh, you mean like you, when you refuse to give the detainment centers funding so people go hungry and live in bad conditions because of you? Because of you who wants open borders, which encourages people to come here and thus risk their lives and thus sometimes die on the trip. Oh, Democrats, you're so good. You're so virtuous. You're just angels. You're so beautiful. Wow. The head of the Congressional Hispanic Caucus, J. Quinn Castro, reviewed the Facebook discussions and was incensed. It confirms some of the worst criticisms of Customs and Border Protection, said Castro, a Democrat who represents San Antonio. These are clearly agents who are desensitized to the point of being dangerous to migrants and their coworkers. He added that the agents who made the vulgar comments don't deserve any uniform representing the United States of America. Honey, I'd like to see you deal with all of these people every single day who are in fact criminals by law and not be desensitized. Vicky Gebecka, director of Southern Border Communities Coalition, said the postings are more evidence of the sexism and misogynies that has long plagued the Border Patrol. That's why they're the worst at recruiting women, said Quebeca, whose group works to reform the agency. No, maybe women don't want to work those jobs. You know what kind of job a woman wants? A cushy AC office job, where she gets to sit most of the day and not lift anything heavier than a stapler. They have the lowest percentage of female agents or officers of any federal law enforcement agency. Like I said, I'm just convinced that all of the left, maybe, just maybe, they really are just dumb. Maybe they're below the average of the IQ. In another thread, a group member posted a photo of father and his 23-month-old daughter lying face down in the Rio Grande. The pair drowned while trying to ford the river and cross into the U.S. Pictures of two have circulated widely online in recent days, generating an outcry. It should generate an outcry. That man got his daughter killed. That man is the one to blame. Don't come to America. Don't come to this country. You are not allowed here. You're the ones risking your lives and getting into trouble. And Democrats who are encouraging this are also at fault. All that blood is on your hands. The member asked if the photo could have been faked because the bodies were so clean. The pictures was taken by Associated Press photographer, and there is no identification it was staged or manipulated. I have never seen floaters like this, the person wrote, adding, could this be another edited photo? We've seen the Dems and liberal parties do some pretty sick things. I mean, he's right. They do lie. And consequently, that was the photo that I myself censored. Now, personally, I find this story funny. Of course, it's more slander against the people who work to keep us safe and protect us. But I think I've made the point. If Democrats would just fund these detainment centers, if Democrats would just fund a wall, if Democrats would get serious and realize that we need to protect our borders, this stuff wouldn't happen. It's their fault. But that's merely the obvious. Well, that's all for now, folks. What do you think about this secret Border Patrol Facebook group? Do you think they're being mean? Be sure to let me know. Now, just a reminder, you can join me on Patreon or Subscribestar for as low as $1. There are different tiers, you can choose what you wish. Doing so will get you access to Fight Club, a private Discord server. There's also PayPal options. Lastly, because websites are no longer recommending and promoting our content, I rely on viewers like you to recommend my videos on social media. It really helps out. As always, thanks for watching. This has been Mr. Obvious, and I'll see you all next time.